Doctor Strange himself, Benedict Cumberbatch, has confirmed he will be filming for Marvel next year. Now, most likely this will be Avengers Doomsday. Now, it looks like Marvel will actually play out things they've set up, because that's one of the main criticism that Marvel has, is when they set these things up and don't actually have a massive playoff. Like, if you're going to introduce Shang-Chi movie that didn't do very well, but you've got the 10 rings and you've got Miss Marvel with the bangles, it's all got to lead up to something. Now, we all theorize and kind of have some assumption that the 10 rings and the bangles are going to be very important to what would have been Kang the Conqueror's plan, but could easily be Doom's plan, as these ancient artifacts are very powerful. So Doom would do something with Shang-Chi's 10 rings and Miss Marvel bangs, and most likely American Chavez's power that she has. They're quite like important things. But the Multiverse of Madness ended with Clea coming to get Strange and be like, yeah, you've caused all these incursions, and it looks like they went off to the Dark Dimension and Dormammu. And we have kind of find out in that movie that Strange essentially is the greatest threat to the multiverse, but he's also could be the savior of the multiverse at the same time, and also he could be the anchor of the main MCU timeline, although a lot of people seem to think it's going to be Tom Holland's Spider-Man. We don't know. So we're going to go over a report today that has come from the only, well, one of the most credible scoopers, Alex Perez, what he's heard about Doctor Strange and Clea. Very interested in seeing his Multiverse of Madness. Nearly made $1 billion. I'm very much looking forward to seeing whatever happens with Doctor Strange. Very cool character, much needed character, just like Chris Hemsworth thought. So yo, what is freaking good YouTube bullshit here for you on Subscribe! Never miss any Marvel, DC, Kaiju, or Monsterverse pop culture based content that I tried to cover on a daily basis. If you could, subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on, and let me know. What are you most looking forward to? Because we will be getting an iconic scene between Doctor Doom, played by Robert Downey Jr., and Doctor Strange, played by Benedict Cumberbatch. And of course, those two actors had a lot of screen time together in Infinity War and Endgame, so their rapport, their quips, their back and forth are going to be insane. That's unless Doctor Doom just kills him, but we know it's not going to happen. So this is coming from the Cosmic Circus, the same Discord conversation we went over today, via Alex Perez, and he's not like the other scoopers. He doesn't come out and say, this is 100% happening. He's like, yo, I heard this. It might happen, it might not. He got a bunch of stuff right about literally the whole of season 2 of Loki right. He got more information right on Deadpool and Wolverine than any other scooper. So he said this: I'm hearing very exciting things about Doctor Strange's story leading to Secret Wars. I wrote an article a while back about Doctor Strange versus Kang in the Multiverse Saga, where I talked about Stephen Strange's role and how essentially he's been portrayed in the most of his alternate iterations as the biggest threat to the multiverse. Given how Strange has been the one who's been ultimately causing incursions throughout various universes, and we need to start seeing some incursions, like a lot of them. That storyline is still being explored, but now instead of having Kang, you have RDJ's Doctor Doom, opposed to Benedict Cumberbatch Doctor Strange. Just think about the weight of this moment. Dr. Stephen Strange, a character we've seen be a force of good, time and time again, being forced to face the reality that he's being dubbed by the greatest threat in the multiverse, with the evidence to prove it, because nearly every version of himself has allowed their ego to make bad decisions, costing their reality. Opposed him, you have Dr. Doom, one of Marvel's most iconic villains, an ambitious, egotistical antagonistic who is trying to find the secrets of the multiverse. And that's what I'm adding this part myself. The 10 ring, Miss Marvel's bangles, and also American Chavez's power would make sense, because they're pretty powerful things that anybody could use to their ability. So, who is trying to find the secrets of the multiverse behind its decay to prevent the death of the multiverse from happening? Plus, we have the potential of RDJ and Benedict sharing a scene together. Since the last time they were together, Strange told Tony Stark the only way to save his universe was to sacrifice himself. How do you think Strange would react to seeing the face of his former friend again? Even though it's not a variant of Tony Stark, although it very well could be, I still think there's a possibility that he could pretend to be Iron Man or something. He just has his face. Would he feel guilt? Would there be remorse? Could Strange be easily manipulated by Doom into doing his bidding after all? There are both instrumental in the Time Ran Out and Secret Wars storylines in the comic. Very freaking interesting. So then a question was asked: when is Doctor Strange dying and being fully replaced by Wong? Alex, he still hasn't become Sorcerer Supreme in his universe, so I don't think he would die until that happens. Another response: if Doctor Strange 3 isn't coming until after Secret Wars, how do you expect Strange and Clea's storyline will be handled after the mid-credits scene in Multiverse of Madness? Interesting, because we don't even know if we're getting to Doctor Strange 3, but either way, Doctor Strange is literally one of the most important characters, and the Multiverse of Madness movie literally set everything up. Alex said this: I've heard through the grapevine Doctor Strange 3 may be one of the up-and-coming films that will release before Secret Wars, possibly even Doomsday. I don't believe that. They'd have to be like literally going into pre-production or, you know, having a director, a script already. I just don't think it's going to come out before Doomsday. But most likely Secret Wars, all of the ideas they want to incorporate for his story can't really be condensed into a 20-minute story plot like they did with Thor and Infinity War. They have many points to cover, including Strange discovering the role he plays in the multiversal saga, how he reacts to it, how he and Clea develop a companionship, because in the comics they were kind of lovers, and ultimately how he overcomes what he is destined to be in order to become what he always was meant to be, the best of us. And that is why some people seem to think he's Anchor. But Kevin Feige basically said years ago he's the Anchor in the MCU before that rule was even a thing. The one who breaks away from the predestined path set for him and become the hero that ultimately saves the multiverse. Another question. It's interesting. Hi, Alex. Hope you're doing well. Anchor being Doctor Strange or Spider-Man or both. Alex, as far as I'm aware, Anchor beings, I believe Spider-Man is the universe Anchor being. But I was also told Strange disappearance from his universe caused instability to the fabric of reality in 616, which would make him the Anchor being, realistically. So it goes on. On a scale of 1 to 10, how big a role is Clea going to have in Avengers films? Alex, I don't like numbers. They're so arbitrary because it's a matter of opinion. Like, yeah, that's the exact same reason why I don't give numbers. When people are like, yeah, it's a movie good. What do you give out of 10? I don't give movies out of 10. It's either good or it's not. I like comparing them to character roles in other films or sagas. Clea's overall role in the saga for now is ensuring Strange discovers his role in the multiverse. There have been multiple rumors about her specific role, however, ranging from her being one of the Black Priests recruiting Strange into the Order to another old rumor from a very old source that Clea may be one of the Black Swans assisting Doom. That would be very interesting. Or maybe Doctor Strange is Doom and... Okay, there's going to be some crazy theories over the next year or so. But at this point, it's still too early to address that for sure. That's some pretty darn interesting information. Because you got to understand, Strange was pinnacle to the biggest part of the MCU being in Infinity War. The whole, you can only save it in one. You have to do this. You have to do this. You have to wait until I say it. So Strange was very pinnacle in Infinity War and Endgame. And it seems like he's going to be really pinnacle, if not more pinnacle, in the multiverse saga. Which, believe it or not, lads, we're actually in it. Although there's not been that many multiverse movies, we're in a multiverse saga. So this is pretty interesting. Because Strange said Benedict Cumberbatch, obviously, is the actor to Strange. He said he'll be shooting for Marvel this year, and it's got to be either his own movie or Avengers Doomsday or Avengers Secret War. But he is the most powerful, one of the most powerful beings. So when Strange is around, Marvel gets better. And when Thor is around, Marvel gets better. Yeah, okay, I get it. Thor, Love and Thunder absolutely sucked, but prior to that, Thor was absolutely loved, and Thor still is loved. I just hope they take him to God tier Thor, and we get some omnipotent power Thor, and we get Omega level Thor. It's needed. So let me know. Do you think there should be a Doctor Strange 3? I think Alex comments about they can't really put his storyline into Doomsday or Secret Wars. He does need some kind of massive role in a movie, a massive part, even if it's not his own movie. I really hope we do get Doctor Strange 3. I mean, the last Doctor Strange nearly banged $1 billion. Can't see why they wouldn't get another one. Just a case of when can they make it. So like always, and like I say, Alex is always right most of the time. And if he's wrong, he kind of admits it. He doesn't really say, yo, it's a scoop. He just says, yo, I heard this. He's not claiming to be, you know, the all-telling scooper like loads of people. He just says stuff. And in my opinion, he's got the best track record out of all of them. So like always, guys, check us out on Instagram at Warstu. Check us out on Twitter, WarstuG. Yeah, I know we'll catch you in another video very soon. Catch ya later.